Well, good rising, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. I'm a little late this morning. I was moving quite slow this morning. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's that time of year when you're hanging out, you're having a good time. You may be eating a little bit too much, maybe imbibing a little bit. Well, I'm no exception. I don't really do the Christmas thing, though, the last couple of years. I haven't been putting up a tree, or doing that whole weird, ritual thing. Just because, I don't know, once you find out what all that stuff comes from and what it means and doesn't mean what you thought it meant, and it's just weird, and you feel kind of weird doing it, feel kind of weird making your children do it, so kind of stopped. But it feels kind of not right to do nothing, so I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. But yeah, I do both. Yeah. So I was thinking, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a show this morning, but I figured I will, even if it's a short one, just to say hi and have a little coffee with y'all. Yeah, it's been freaking cold. I don't know how cold it's gotten where y'all are at, but it's gotten pretty freaking cold here. Like, amazingly cold for this time of year. It never gets this cold this fast where I'm at. Like, the chicken's water has been freezing over. I went out this morning and I had to go grab one of the chicken waters and bring it into the laundry room and thaw it out. And I filled it up with hot water. I don't know how long it lasted. That was a couple hours ago. But, I gave the kitties warm water. Their water was frozen over and hanging out in the garage. Try Hanukkah. But I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jewish. And I don't really subscribe to any religion. I just don't. I just did Christmas just because everybody does Christmas. Even people who say they're atheist celebrate Christmas, which is weird. Don't you think it's weird? I mean, it's just weird to me. So, I don't know. I don't really know. How many times can I say I don't know? What are you guys saying? It's all about sharing with loved ones and caring. We don't really know the true origin of Christmas, just the name. Yeah, that's all I really care about, is hanging out with my family anyways, just hanging out with my children and making, family dinners and sitting at the table and eating food and talking and laughing and maybe watching movies together or playing games. Like, that's what we do. Festivas. Yeah. If you are the seed of Abraham, you are true Jewish. I don't know. I even have kind of a trouble with the word Jewish. What do you say when something is like something? You say it's ish. It's not really it's not really spicy. It's spicy-ish. It's not really blue. It's blue-ish. It's not really red. It's kind of red-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird. And it's also weird that Jewish can't decide if it's a race or a religion. Oh my gosh, I think my dog is barking to go outside now. I might have to take a break. Because Remy was sleeping and he normally won't get up, but now I think he's awake. I can hear him barking. Unless Brian wants to let him out. Here in Scotland, the stars with a naked eye look like colored light bodies in water. Grew up used to this sighting. It's beautiful. They do look like that when you look at them through the P900. Oh, okay. I sat by the lake, did dab hits. My car is actually the warmest place to be. That's cool. I mean, and if depending on what kind of dabs you're hitting, that might make you sweat too anyway, right? One could argue if Jesus was born in September, he could have been conceived in December. I mean, I don't even know. Thanks, Brian. I don't even know if how does anybody guess when when Jesus was supposedly born? I guess you'd have to go read in the Bible when it talks about it. And I guess it has to do with the star, what position that star is in the sky, which tells you what time of year it is, right? The Star of Bethlehem, so whatever that is. I honestly have never looked into that on my own. I only go by what I've heard people say. Tabs get me heated. What about you folks on Rockfin? Mark Weintraub, a -21 with wind chill. Oh my gosh. JW religion doesn't celebrate Christmas. I know. I've always called it present day growing up because I never celebrated Christmas. Oh, that's cool, Ashley. Present day is not a bad name. Hi, Annie D. Good rising. Good rising. Yeah, Marty's stream yesterday was epic. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I was doing stuff. I'll have to go back and watch it. Yeah, I hear people say that they think that Jesus was actually born on September 11th. Jesus never walked the earth. I mean, I don't know. It's a celestial tale. I mean, if you think about it, it does kind of line up with the celestial tale. And I remember seeing this really cool video that my friend took of the sun setting on the water, and the rays coming off of the sun made a cross. Like the sun was literally on the horizon, and then the sun rays coming off of it made a perfect cross. Like, it was pretty trippy. But it just goes to show you, like, that golden ratio shows up everywhere, right? Everywhere. Light refracts in the proportions of the golden ratio. That cube, when unfolded into that formation, it's all in the perfect golden ratio. The Feast of the Trumpets is when a new king is crowned. Just conceived on December 25th. Well, I mean, it's talking about the solstice, right? I've read that Jesus was a solar avatar that was prophesied to incarnate around December, and the three magi knew of the prophecy to initiate him before the bad guys got to him. Jesus is the Son of God, or the Son of God. Yeah. Well, I will agree that like people who say Jesus is God, or all, you know, like I don't agree with that. Like, it's pretty clear in the text that it says that he's the son, you know, and it's pretty clear in the Old Testament that the creator says, I'm the creator, know that I'm the creator, you pray to me, don't worship anybody before me, and then everybody's over here praying to Jesus. So it's kind of weird. Just saying. This is why I don't like, you know, and this is why I never subscribed to any one religion, because none of it ever made any freaking sense to me. It never made any sense to me. I asked too many questions. Jesus equals Janice. Except that the luminaries may have incarnated here at different points through time. You know, you can't rule it out, Thunder Chicken. Can't rule it out. Like when they say like stars are souls or stars are angels, angles. I mean, can't rule it out. Yahusha. In the book of Isaiah, he's named Emmanuel, which is to say, if you've seen the Son, you've seen the Father. Hi, Billingtano. Rasta Bear, 3 fingers. Cheers, Taking Back Eden. I'm kidding. Ha! Neon Dome. Personally, I put my faith and trust in the holy man. Holy marijuana. Ha! Hi, Marty! Speak of Marty. Eating chocolate? Yeah. Okay, so you guys, I got this kind of cool toy that I get to play with on my streams now, which is one reason why I decided to go ahead and come on here when I was thinking that maybe I don't know if I wanted to, because, well, you know. Plus, I spent all day working on my bathroom. I've been trying to paint my whole house, repaint the inside of my house, because I've got this stupid builder grade crappy paint in my house, and you just touch it and it leaves a mark on the wall. So I've been trying to slowly repaint the inside of my house, and I was doing my bathroom yesterday, or I've been working on my bathroom. I finally finished most of it, but man, and then cleaning up afterwards, it's a lot of work. Anyway, so check this out. What? I really need to go back and watch Marty's stream. I'm sorry I missed it. Marty does great streams, though. Everyone check out the book section in the Clock app. A new entry, pre-order only right now. What is it, Dave? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it'll work. There we go. So I got this camera. It's like a micro camera to look at things up close with. And I thought we can play with it. So this is a coin. This is one of those flat earth coins. You guys, let me see if I could show it to you. Do you remember this guy who was making these flat earth coins back in like 2015, 2016? Anyway, why won't my camera focus? No. It's trying to show the whole picture of it. Let's see. Anyway. So I got this really cool camera that will look at stuff up close so I can show you guys crystals and stuff, features inside of crystals, growth patterns, and all that stuff. And I was looking at this coin too. Isn't this crazy how intricate and tiny? Look at the little symbols this guy did who made these coins. Isn't that impressive? I'm so impressed with this guy's work. Get it to focus better. Check it out. Eastern horizon. And this little sun face. If I could lift it up. This little sun face with that little green jewel. Isn't that cool? And it's so, let me see if I can get my fingernail in there for, well, it's dark. But there's my finger. That's how big it is. Look at all these little, tiny little details. Anyway, I was looking at some really cool stuff under it. I couldn't stop the other day. But it's like I never really realized how detailed these coins were. I forget the name of the guy who made these. But like on the other side, you can even see how it's got like the layers there, how it's got the toroid in the center. I don't know how he did that. But there it is in the center, the hyperboloid in the center of the toroid. Anyway, it's really neat. Blue dots are top-notch people. By the way, who's Marty? Marty is Gnostic Academy. Marty leads. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few of these. I have another one too. I would have to go find them and get them out. But anyway, what I was looking at is some crystals. Crystals. Like I had this opal. This is an opal I got from Ben. I'll just show you really quick down here in the corner. You can see the necklace, what it looks like regular. I don't know if my camera will focus. It never wants to focus. Right? This opal. But this thing under this light, oh my goodness, you can really see like why people love opals. Look at that. See. And then you just rotate it and look at all the different colors that show up in that. And also, oh, can you see it? There's a little piece inside there. It's almost like the shape of a heart. That's a different color. You see how right there it's like green and then like there's like a blue heart shape in the center? That little piece will turn different colors depending on which way you have the light. Let me see if I can get it to do a different. But this is that opal. There's something stuck in there. Right there. What is that? Anyway. Look at, it's like every single color inside this tiny little opal. Bright fuchsia, red, purple, indigo, just like everything. It's the cool. This is why people love opals. Like people talk about how much they love diamonds. I feel like diamonds are kind of boring. There's so many other like gemstones and jewels that are way prettier than diamonds in my opinion. Like you're never going to get, you know, well you could get some of this color out of a diamond, but not like this, not so vibrant. You know, you'll never get this range of color. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just crazy. Oh, Merry Christmas, Marty. Thank you for everything you do for this community. We love you. Oh, we love you back, Marty. You're the best. Yeah. Universe inside, right? Marty does great work. Taking Remy out to Antarctica for a walk. All right. And then check this out. So like then there's this green tourmaline. This is green tourmaline. And I have it inside this thing I made for it, but so I don't want to, I could take it out, but I really don't need to. I made it so that you could just look at it. There it goes. And you can see like, oh, look at those little cracks and stuff in there. But this little, you can see how it grew. You can see the growth of it, right? Right there. It's growing in a columnar way. And you know, oh, here's what was really trippy. Watch, you guys. Check this out. Okay, so this is a pyrite sun. Pyrite. Pyrite's the one that grows in a cube. So I have two different types of pyrite here. So here's a cube. Excuse me. There's a cube. And here's a pyrite sun. This is pyrite that kind of grew like flattened out, and it grows out radially. But it's still little tiny cubes that make up this radial thing, and you'll see. Excuse me. If I can get it just right, you'll see little mini cubes right in the center. See, I might have to take it out. There it goes. Excuse me. You see little cubes in the center? The ridges? So it's growing. How close can I get? Here we go. There's a little cube right there. You see it? The little cube. Oh, it's hard to know which way. There we go. See the little cubes in the very center? Pyrite grows in a cube lattice system, right? So even though the whole thing looks like this, right? It's made of cubes. Isn't that cool? This is what I'm saying, like, you know, look at the little cubes in the center. There's one there that looks all like a little shiny pyrite cube. Focus it more. There we go. Little pyrite cubes, all converging, coming out of the center there. And then, here's a big cube, right? Here's the big cube, which is also pyrite. And you can see its growth. And if I could get even smaller, you could probably even see little tiny cubes on there too. But this one doesn't go that small. But it just grew that way, you know? And here's the trippy thing, like, okay, so this grows in a perfect cube, right? So like obviously man didn't make a cube, right? That man saw cubes in nature and started to mimic them, right? And use them. All these shapes are, you know, even the wheel, right? I mean, it's like this stuff grows in these shapes. So here's what's really cool. So this is that crystal mass of what do you call it? Smoky quartz. This is the one that I found on in my creek, right? Inside and in the back of this quartz, I'll see if I can get it to show here. There's parts where there was a cube shaped whatever. Here we go. That grew into the shape of the, okay, so this right here, there we go. If I can get it right. Okay. There we go. So this is a part in the crystal this is how I found it. This little piece right here. It's a cube shaped, like negative indent in the crystal that grew that way. And it's straight lines. And it wasn't laser cut. And aliens didn't do it. You know, I just think it's important to look at stuff like this. Like this is a crystal, right? Crystals are fractal. Nature is fractal, right? So this can happen on a large scale, just like it can happen on a small scale. So it is possible that these areas where we see, you know, squares cut out or missing parts in rocks where they go, oh, how'd this happen? Aliens, right? It must have been aliens. No, it might not have been aliens. It might not have been anybody. It might have just been the way that rock formed. I mean, and I'm not saying it wasn't possible that these couldn't have like human intervention, but you know, there's multiple. So here's another little small one on the back of this same crystal. It's like a negative little square. And you know what else is really cool? So like on a lot of times on the smoky quartz, what grows on it? Mica, right? Or muscovite. And it'll grow in little perfect hexagonal shapes. Look at that. You see that little hexagon? Mica flake. And this is tiny. Super tiny. That hexagon shape is everywhere. That six-sided shape shows up all the time, especially in crystals. You know? So, where's the other one I found? Here's a bigger one. This is a bigger one. It's only partial shape showing there. But this is how, but nature grows this way, right? And I love being able to look at it on a super tiny scale because, you know, it just really shows you that this stuff happens on, you can compare this to what you see out in nature on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? And it's all the same material. So it makes sense, you know? Pressure mediation in the realm. Some geostone crystals. Ant-Man did that. Aliens could beam a frequency to Earth. Yeah, perfectly square icebergs. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, what am I looking at now? So but you know, and then also looking at this like really on this small scale, I mean, it's almost like it looks like, you know, what you see out in nature. Just throw some dirt on it. It's all over the place. So here's more little hexagons. Muscovite hexagons growing. Boy, it's hard to focus. Everything's reversed. There it goes. So anyway, that's one cool thing I got. And check this out. So I haven't found very many terminated crystals on my property. Usually they're just masses, like this other one that I just showed you that had the squares and cut out in the back of it, which I don't, you know, how that happened. Could have happened different ways, you know, like when that crystal grew, there was another type of mineral there that grew in the shape of a cube and then decayed away or popped out or broke off or whatever. Or maybe it just grew like that. Who knows? But anyway, here's this little teeny tiny, this is like the only crystal I've ever found in my creek that has somewhat of a point on it. And it's like the most gnarliest little, like the dirt coughed out a crystal. Like it was like, there you go, you know, because it's got so much other stuff in it. But you can see the faces of it under this microscope, which is really, really cool. So there you can see where it was trying to grow like a proper face. But because this crystal grew in such a hectic, like tumultuous environment, like it tried to be a perfect little crystal. But there's like other stuff in there too, right? That gets caught up. But there you can see the little face of it. You know? And you can almost kind of see inside of it. I wonder if the light gets brighter. No, light's as bright as it's going to get. You can almost kind of see inside of it. You know? The little pieces. You know, and it's so funny too when you look at it under a microscope, you see so much texture on it, but whenever you touch it, it's so smooth. Even this pyrite, like this is not obviously as smooth as the sun, I mean not the sun, the face of the cube. Like this is like glass. It's like smooth like glass. But even that, you can still see the growth ridges in it. Well, let me wipe my fingerprints off of it. What's funny is you can see your fingerprints on that pyrite cube if you leave it on there. But even there, like you can see, it almost looks like little circuitry lines, kind of. You know what I'm saying? That's that's just the growth marks, ridges, whatever. Right? So like it formed a perfect cube, but when it was growing, it probably didn't look like a cube at all. It's not going to start at one corner and then go to another corner. It could have started in the middle somewhere. It could have started at any point. But the final result is that cube. So even this, when you look at it up close, like you can see all the marks on it, but it feels really smooth. It feels smoother than it looks right here. But there's little cubes all over it. Anyway, I like to look at stuff like that. This is what are we talking about? Ammonite? Ammonite? Look at it. Let's see. One of those little opalized sea creatures. And it has that, see, it has that same iridescence or the anisotropic qualities that the other opal did under this, right? Yeah, the multicolor, the rainbow color effect that's anisotropic. Do. Anyway, what are you guys saying? Veins may actually be veins of the Titans. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't believe that the Earth itself is made up of fossilized Titans. I just don't. You got an awesome crystal for Christmas and I don't know the name of it? Well, post a picture of it. Maybe we can identify it. A Mennonite? That one looks dope. Which one? This one? Are you just now seeing the opal? The opal underneath? Right here? This is so cool. This is like, look at that. Look at that deep, like, indigo blue color right there. Into that, like, fiery red, orange, green, like, bright green. So that's, like, why when you see, like, these giant opals, those things are really expensive. And also you gotta watch it because opal, like, there's a lot of fake opal, too. You can make fake opal. But there's a way to tell the difference between real opal and fake opal. Ever hear of Moldavite? Yes, Moldavite is a tektite. What they call a tektite because they think it was made by a meteorite. But it's basically like, it's kind of a glass. It's amorphous. It doesn't form in a highly organized lattice structure like other crystals do. I don't have any Moldavite to look at under the microscope. Let me see if I got anything similar. I don't think I do. Moldavite. No. No, I don't have any really sort of tektite type. That might be cool. Here's some copper. Fake opal is called nopal. It looks artificial opal. Well, my opal's not artificial. That's not an artificial opal. That's a real one. I got that from Ben. This is celestite. Little tiny piece of celestite. I wonder if my UV light in here. Let's see. Let's see if I can turn this off. Oh, look at that. There we go. So I put a shortwave UV light, or was it long wave or short wave? Whichever one is less harmful. So that's the celestite under the UV. Right? Because these crystals, a lot of them will glow different colors under UV. That's pretty cool. Oh, it won't stay glowing though. Let's see. Neato. So you can see the different qualities of the minerals, right? Put them under a UV light and they change color. Yeah. Aurora Borealis. Any crystals that apparently have the ability to see spirits when viewed through like dicyanin dye? I don't know. You know, I know that that video's been going around about that dude with his dicyanin glasses, and then he shows you like a video of you know, through the glasses, through his lens at like a tree or like just a scenery. I mean, why wouldn't he just to sell it go like, here, look through the person, you know, like I wonder what does it look like when a person walks in front of that? Like, come on, dude, if you're going to charge $300 for these glasses, like I don't want to just look through like a blue tint for $300. I could just do that myself. Right? So I don't know. I'm highly skeptical of those glasses, but I'm curious as hell about them. Trying to see if I have another UV reactive crystal here. But I'm, you know, I'd like to see it. Where's that other one? I know I have another one. Hold on. He did do a video like videos like that. Viewed auras actually at a sacred site. Cheers, Effie Dragon 777. Oh, somebody sent me a tip on Rockfin. Let me go say thank you. Tom Nixon. Cheers, Tom Nixon. Thank you. And what are you guys saying? The Satoshi question would be the craziest rabbit hole ever invented. Satoshi Nakamoto, somebody was saying on Slow News Day show chat as defined as central intelligence. The creation of zero? Well, I don't know. Looks like fully digital. Do I have the energy to set up my vinegar boiling station? Not really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that Satoshi question though. I like crypto just because there's way more ways to use it to multiply it, like than there is with US like regular money in a savings account. So I recently started doing both. I don't, recommend anybody dump all their money into crypto because it could all go to zero. I mean, shit, everything right now is in the toilet, man. And I tell you what, I look at the crypto charts and I'm just like, man, please turn around. Please turn around. This is Labradorite. Trying to see if that'll show up really good. Oh, there we go. There's a good... There you go. Labradorite's similar to opal, but it's not so rainbowy, you know. It's mostly like blues and greens. Love this stuff, though. Nice flash of color there. I don't think Labradorite does anything under UV, but let's check. Oh. Well, what am I seeing over here? A little bit of UV reactive right in there. Huh. Cool. Not as much going on there. But let's see. But this one I know is really UV reactive. This is fluorite and calcite. So let me see if I can get this set up to where you guys can see it really good. This is a really cool piece that Ted got for me. Try to get a good view of the... There we go. There we go. These are really cool, like, calcite crystals. I forget what this shape is, but I'll use this thing. But this shape right here. Oh, you can't see that one. Let's see. How they're like these flat, sort of, shovel-shaped crystals. Anyway, it's just a different crystal formation for calcite. That's really cool looking. But let's see if I can get this set up here. Here we go. Okay, right. Then, let's see. Turn down this light. No, don't move. There. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Let's see if I can get some fluorite here in the mix. There goes a fluorite cube. Fluorite. Woo! That's so cool. Let's see about the other side here. Blow some of the dust off. Isn't that neat? That's what's up. That is so cool. Look at that. See how like that one side of the crystal, it's a pentagon, right? It's a 5-sided end there, but it's all squashed because these little crystals are all like, they're all like, I don't know how to describe it. They're weird. They're like shovel, flat, pentagonal, crazy. Anyway, That's my new toy for now. Look at all those tiny little crystals. Druzy. This is nature, man. I love it. I find this stuff so fascinating. This is why I look at rocks all day. These are actually really special rocks, though. They're not all this pretty, but they all tell a story for sure. And what's really crazy is, like, you know, once you start looking at these crystals, the ones that terminate into these perfect shapes, and then when you go out and you look at the rocks outside, you start finding that these shapes in the misshapen rocks, right? In every rock, you're like, oh, every rock that forms is trying to make some sort of version of its system. It's trying to express its form in some way, but you know, most of these things are forming in a way that it's like, it's not the perfect environment. It's not perfectly still. There's nothing else, you know, very rarely do you get things that grow without an outside influence. And that's when you get stuff like this. When you have those, every once in a while, through the randomness, the natural entropy of nature, you will get that, you know, you will get that very perfect, rare condition where something like this will happen. And most of the time, it doesn't look like this. Most of the time, it looks really random and nondescript, almost like, you know. But if you train your eye to look for these shapes, you'll see them, you know. At least, well, that's my experience, is just after looking at crystals and thinking about crystals and holding crystals and looking at how they form and looking at the different growth systems, you know, that like, I start to see that in everything now. Even the stuff that I know previously before you would have seen it. This is fluorite. This is purple fluorite. I haven't put this under the UV light. I might do that. Oops. So this fluorite, obviously it didn't grow in like a perfect environment because it's not perfect cube. It doesn't have perfect faces, but it did still try. It did still, you know, do a pretty good job at expressing that cubic form. I can get it to show here. Yeah, right there. It's like a perfect little cubic point. And then over here is another point of a cube, but you can see it's not perfect. It's very jagged, but the basic shape is still there. I wonder if this one's UV reactive. I don't even know if I've ever checked. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So this has some weird green parts showing up in it, which don't look green on screen. It looks totally different on the camera. But see these little pieces here? They're like glowing yellow. So there's some other little mineral in those parts that's way more UV reactive. It's not even visible to the naked eye when you're looking at it without the UV light on there. See that little spot, that lit up spot there? It just looks like everything else when I turn the light off. So it's like, you know, sometimes you put the UV light on and you can reveal the secrets. The secrets that the piece is keeping. So It's magic. I know, right? Like you think it's magic, but it's just nature. It's just how nature works. IBC and Pirate Chain market makers are both on there. Be careful. Wait, what now? I seen one buddy lose all his Pirate Chain on MEX exchange. Huh. I haven't, I have some pirate and I haven't even used anything. I haven't touched it in forever. I haven't touched anything Pirate Chain forever. All I can say is white vein kratom strain helps with depression. Oh, God. Why are you guys talking about that stupid movie? Which crystal could protect me from a predator? If you're looking for a crystal to protect you from dark energy or negative energy, anything black or anything dark, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, garnet, goethite, magnetite, all of which I have right here. We'll look at it under the microscope. This is black tourmaline. This is the black version, the very more common version of black tourmaline. I have some green tourmaline, but look at that, how it grows in columns. Oh, you know what? Look at those multiple colors bouncing off the edge of the tourmaline under the microscope. You don't see that with when you're just looking at it normally, but you can. Do you guys see how there's little colors? Like it's almost got colors reflect. That's cool. I never noticed that before. That's black tourmaline. Here's garnet. A garnet dodecahedron. This is really good. Why is this one hard to see? I'm gonna put a UV on that. A little bit. There. Goethite. This is another good grounding crystal. This one is botryoidal. Bodula. I still can't say that word. Trioidal. Bori. I think it grows in a ball shape. That's what it means. It grows in a bubble. Kind of like this. Some crystals, there's no crystal that has a perfectly, like a spherical shape, like perfect spherical shape, but they do grow in toroidal forms, which is kind of crazy, right? So like at the molecular level, this crystal is not round. There is no crystal that forms in a sphere, right? They're all going to be some sort of, lattice system that is not spherical. But this is also, look at this, these little, it's like prehnite and something else. I forget the name of it because it's impossible to remember the names of every mineral. There's just too many. But this one is growing in that form. You could even see almost like when you look at it up close under the microscope, it's like almost growing in a twisty, turny, toroidal, like almost like it when it was growing, it would have done this sort of movement, into a ball, into the toroidal form. It's whenever you look at it, I really like to look at the growth patterns and like try to imagine, what the movement was, what the growth pattern was. This one, it's almost like it's got like right there in the center, it's got that one type of crystal. What's that olive green? It's not olivine. I can't remember the name of the dark. I can't remember. But there, and you see the little growth patterns. And when you look at it underneath, doesn't it look like that could be like enlarged to like the side of a mountain, the side of a cliff, the random rocky side of a cliff, or any rocky formation anywhere? I mean, the different shapes and stuff that these things grow in, like, that to me is why we have these different rock formations in different parts of the world, because there's different minerals, you know, dominant in different parts of the world, which then when they crystallized, they expressed different forms. Some more round and bulbish, kind of like the Sierra Nevada mountains. When we look at the Sierra Nevada mountains, like Half Dome and stuff, a lot of those peaks are big rounded tops, right? And then if you go and look at something like the Alps or any number of other mountain ranges, they have big pointy peaks, right? They have the tetrahedral shape being expressed throughout. Right? So here's another piece of calcite, which is even, calcite's really cool, by the way. It grows in so many different forms. So little peaks. That triangle tetrahedral shape expressing itself in the growth patterns. And then the big thing looks like this. Anyway, I find it fascinating. It's fascinating, don't you? I'm like, you know, that dork that's looking at rocks all the time now. But this is just, it's just a whole new way to see everything. This is green garnet. You know, you can see pieces where it grew rough. You know, it tried to keep expressing itself in that beautiful shape, but it just didn't have the perfect environment, so only part of it grew that way. Karen rocks. Jet fuel wins. Somebody keeps commenting on my channel on videos that have nothing to do with jet fuel. Such and such tankers full of fuel in the wings of blah-bitty blah just don't make sense. You're crazy. And I'm just like, come on, dude. Like, I just don't even care. I just have way more important things to think about. Like rocks and crystals. Right? And how, look at these just the most beautiful shapes, all up close, tiny. You know? All right, what are you guys saying? I work for a company that sells quartz, granite, and marble, and their slogan is "We sell rocks." Yeah, they do. It's all rocks. Phuket word, hey. Phuket word, good to see you. Fascinating indeed. Makes sense that the earth is growing and the oceans contain the minerals that will eventually crystallize. That growth would maybe explain earthquakes. You know, possibly. Possibly. I mean, I can't explain earthquakes. But, you know, the earth is alive. Everybody seems to agree that you can't really deny that the earth is alive, right? And we can't deny that we can watch these crystals grow, right? Under the correct conditions. I think, you know, so maybe the earth is changing. Maybe more land is growing. Maybe it does grow outward, you know? Maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah. You know, whenever we go to gem shows, you can always hear people going, this is making me hungry. That looks like this. This looks like that. Because they do. They look like candy. When you're going and you see all the different colors and it's all shiny, and it does make you think candy. Like, even there's some tourmalines that are like pink and green, and they're like watermelon colored, and it makes you like think of watermelon. It's really a trip. Let me see if I can find a couple more that might look good under the microscope. I think this is a ruby. This is a ruby. It's not like a fancy ruby, but this is a little rough ruby. Right here. It's like just pink. It's super tiny. Like, it's so funny a lot of times when you'll find these pieces, you know, it's rare to find them in a gemstone quality. That's why the gemstones, you know, tend to be more expensive. But, you know, this is like a ruby that you would find like out on the ground somewhere. Possibly if you were in an area that was prone to growing rubies, you could find it. This is like the type of ruby that gets found around where I live. Lots of rubies and emeralds. Is this one UV reactive? Oh yeah. It actually glows really bright fuchsia. Let's see. Look at that. Let me see if I can get it to where you can see it. It's not really coming across. As, yeah, it doesn't really look like what I'm seeing. Let me see if it'll... come across on the camera. Boy, that one's that is a hard color to come across on the camera. I'll tell you what, that's so bizarre. It looks nothing like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this like really bright red orange color, and it's not coming across on either camera. That is so weird. Sometimes these things, man, you just have to see them in real life. There's just no substitute. And I wonder, like, what that is about that certain spectrum that it's just not coming through on the camera at all. Either one. That is so weird. Heads up, I've been retired for 10 years and just this week I've gotten 5 different companies looking to interview me. For what, Sherry? What do you do? If crystal is balls, then the earth must be a ball. But crystals aren't balls. They don't. Like, you know what's funny is, if you look at the Platonic solids, right? It's a cube, a tetrahedron, octahedron, dodecahedron, and an icosahedron, and that doesn't include the sphere. You can get an extended set that includes a sphere and a Merkaba, which is the stellated inverted tetrahedron, which makes the 6-pointed star. Neither one of those are actual Platonic solids. The sphere and the Merkaba are not Platonic solids. The Merkaba is a combination. It's a stellated tetrahedron. So it's not really a solid shape. But they include the sphere because I think they try to include the sphere to conflate things, right? So like, the smallest point of energy or a single point of energy would be considered a ball or a toroid, right? A sphere, a toroid. So then people want to conflate that with like everything wanting to condense into that ball shape, i.e. space, matter, we live on a ball. But that's not how it works, because there's more to the toroid than just the outside shape that is the ball. The toroid has many different aspects to it that make up the toroid. Right? It's not just a ball. It has a dielectric plane of inertia. It has a hyperboloid. It has a rotation. It's reciprocal. It's constantly in motion. When you cut it in half, it's an infinity sign, right? It's the 8 sideways. It's the infinity sign. A toroid is not just a ball. So when they do that, that's like they're taking that surface level correlation and they're using it to conflate, you know, what energy, a single point of energy, with how matter expresses itself in the physical realm through the building blocks that are provided here in this realm with minerals and stuff. Does that make sense? Why aren't we sphere people? I don't know. Why aren't we sphere people? Hi, Dr. Law. All right, in about 5 minutes, my children should be getting dropped off, so I'll have to take a break. Toroid is what convinces people the concave Earth. I know, because people, like, they see a bubble, you know, but that's just how a toroid is, how formless energy takes shape, if that makes sense, right? So like a crystal is trapped light and sound, or trapped energy, and then when you compress it, it releases energy through piezoelectricity. Not everything wants to be a sphere. Man, it's deep, man. It's deep when you start thinking about it, though, huh? It's really deep. If you try to understand how things work and the creation and stuff, boy, it's deep. And how it all correlates with each other. And then you know, anyways. Millions of axion. Quartal. I haven't looked into Quartal too much. I need to look into that more. Is Quartal worth really looking at? Quartal, the Alpha Vita podcast coin, has an exchange and wallet app on desktop. You can mine by Raspberry Pi, allegedly. other methods, but use pirate chain now, allegedly. Yeah. Gravy. A third eye, the third hidden body in the sky as well. Yeah, they're definitely. I agree that there's definitely not definitely, but a high probability that there is a third hidden body up in the sky, over the center, over the geographic center. Like there's the magnetic quadrupole, which is not really in the center. And then there's something in the center that the sun goes around. This is the magnetic declination thing that I've been going on about. After the holidays, we need to get back into this stuff. But there's the geographic center, and then there's the magnetic part. And I think there's two magnetic parts. There are two laws of geology that prove flat Earth: the law of original horizontality and the law of lateral continuity. I have not heard of those laws. Is that something I can look up? All goes back to whatever started everything in motion. We will likely never know that, but cool to try to figure it out. Yeah, exactly. It's cool to try to figure it out. But you know, even when I'm talking about it, like, it just goes back to the creator, like something that is, you know, more complex and more powerful, much beyond my understanding and beyond the understanding of most people that I've ever spoken to. Nobody can really explain it. Everybody just has their own theories, and a lot of it is just a bunch of nonsense. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's just the vanishing point. The Polaris star? I don't know if it's the Polaris star. I don't know if it is Polaris, or if it's under Polaris, or if it's above Polaris. I mean, I don't know. But there's definitely two different things going on. There's multiple things going on, right? Like the point the sun goes around, and the point, and where all the compasses point is not the same point. We know that. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to think about. Quartal is the internet of the future. I have to spend some time looking into that. It's just so hard. There's just so, I feel like there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time in the day. There's certain things I want to get done, and I just never get to it because I'm too busy doing other stuff. All right, I'm going to take a small break. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Did everybody leave? No, you're still here. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Hi, Kelly F.E. Let's do some push-ups. I'm sorry, you guys. It was because my children were getting dropped off and they were late. I was like, what the heck, man? What should I plug it with? Yeah. So anyway, does anybody want to call in? I haven't opened my phones, but I can if anybody wants to call before, you want to have a chit chat, want to share your ideas. Do you have a question? Comment?
Welcome to the conference center. You are a host.
Just in case anybody wants to call in, the number is 848-222-2480. Same call-in number as Strange World. And when you call in, you'll be hearing me talking, and you're on hold, and I will unmute you to talk. So if anybody wants to call, yeah. Michio, you know what I call him? I call him Michio Bukkake. Because why not? It's funny. Oh, look, we got a caller already. Right on. Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So, do you have any thoughts about, remember that BP oil disaster thing in the Gulf Coast back in, 2012, 2013 maybe? Do you remember that?
Yeah, where it was just dumping oil. I think that was 2011, where it was just spewing oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was following some other researchers at the time, and they said that the North Atlantic Gulf Coast current stopped working after that for a couple of years. And then they started all of the, weather engineering with wet surface air things, and off of the coast of Africa and all those fake-looking hurricanes. So, do you remember that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Kind of. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff that
this is my theory.
Okay.
Is that those things like Fukushima, the Haiti earthquake, and that BP thing were all meant to destroy the natural cycle of the currents and everything, so that it could be easily manipulated. All these polar vortexes, came after that, and it's just easier for them to manipulate. What do you think?
I mean, it's possible. I don't know, though.
Yeah.
I think...
yeah. Well, okay. Uh-huh.
Go ahead. You got something else?
Well, I just wanted to introduce it because I hadn't heard anybody actually. That was just things that I had put together in my head, and I thought, well, I just want to call and introduce since I just noticed that you were on. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know what you were talking about. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. What does seem to be going on, though, or at least what I wanted to look into, and now that you brought it up, maybe I'll look it up. But I was thinking, like, how when you see on the news this past week, because of the super polar vortex freeze or whatever that's coming,
yeah,
they show it going down, around that shape around the United States. And I started wondering, I'm like, isn't that following like the magnetics, the lines the magnetic lines, like the magnetic declination lines. So I gotta wonder if it's not, the Earth's magnetics that drive all that stuff. And then if it is, to what extent would they be able to manipulate that, and how?
Yeah, well, you know what? It could be that if the system underneath was destroyed, maybe the Earth's magnetics could be used easier then, with the metals in the air and everything that they're spraying.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think they're spraying stuff in the air to manipulate the weather for sure. And I think they do it to either intensify the sun or block the sun, depending on what they want to do.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fascinating, but in the end, it's just so obvious, and it distresses me that nobody around me cares. I mean, even if they acknowledge that things are strange, which most of them don't, it's like, okay, well, I've got to talk occasionally to somebody who does kind of have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, thanks for listening.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Festivus, and Happy Alleged New Year coming up, Miss Karen B.
Aha, yes. Happy fake New Year.
Well, I have something interesting for you, Karen. I got from my sister an incredible book full of, scientific things that she got me for Christmas. And in the book, it let us know that earthquakes can rotates. It can make the Earth rotate faster. So clearly we're missing the science here, Miss Karen B, because according to this book, the earthquakes affect the speed of the Earth and cause it to spin faster.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wouldn't you think that it would slow it down? I would think a disruption would slow things down, not make it faster. I don't know.
Well, it gets even better because it's such gibberish that they put in there to basically spell casting on people. Because I brought this up to my sister's son, Alex, because we've had conversations about, flat Earth, and he actually talks to me like I'm not crazy, and he asks questions, and I provide him answers, and I send him down, researching more so he can actually dig into it and see for himself that we're not crazy. And I pointed this out to him, and I said, Alex, just wrap your brain around this. They tell us we're speeding at almost twice the speed of sound, yet you claim we can't feel it because we've been spinning all this time since we were born, so we wouldn't know that we were spinning. Yet this here tells you that an earthquake, which you can clearly feel the Earth moving, speeds up the speed of the Earth, and we don't notice that. And then in the same paragraph of this story, it also says that it can also slow down the time of the day. In other words, shorten the days by milliseconds. And he points out and he goes, see, look, it's only milliseconds. And I was like, Alex, you're missing the whole point. They're just throwing together a bunch of gibberish here to get you off center on what's going on. If we were truly spinning at twice the speed of sound almost, you would notice a friggin' change in the speed of the Earth, period. There's no way you could deny that. He sat there and he's just looking, he goes, yeah, it kind of does make sense. I'm like, no, it does make logical sense. If you're driving down the road at 20 miles an hour and then you change the speed, you're going to feel the difference, period. There's no way around it.
Right. Right, because that inertial change is what you're going to feel.
Exactly. Just like with an earthquake, you feel an earthquake because there's change in the movement. You went from not moving to moving.
Right.
But clearly we're just crazy people over here, Karen, doing these scientific experiments that have proven to us that there doesn't appear to be any curvature in this place.
Right, exactly. I know I've gone looking quite a few times and I haven't found any yet.
It's funny because I look back and I'm like, it wasn't that long ago that I thought we lived on a magical spinning ball, and now I look at anything to do with space now, and it's just like, this is a cartoon show. It's beyond fantasy. And going back and looking at the sci-fi stuff I used to watch as a kid growing up, do you remember the old show Buck Rogers that came out in the late 70s?
Yeah. Barely.
And I was watching something on that on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and it was funny because they were pushing the space shuttle big time. And that was right around the time in the late 70s they were pushing the space shuttle because they were going to launch it in the beginning of the 80s. Sure enough, the Buck Rogers TV show only lasted 2 seasons. Just enough time to get the push. And you can go look at the opening intro of that show, and it's heavily pushing the space shuttle. They've even got all kinds of strange, bizarre footage of the space shuttle flying on that, almost as if they went to NASA's Hollywood studio and grabbed some footage to stick on that TV show.
Yeah.
But it's funny looking back now and just laughing at what people believe is real.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But hey, we had that beautiful Artemis. Have you seen some of the footage on that?
Oh, yeah. Of course. And did you see how they released post-production footage where the moon looks all high-res and it's all crisp and clear and you can see the craters and stuff? But they couldn't show you that before. But after everything's all said and done, boy, there it is.
Well, it's funny because before they released that, in the beginning of December, I got a real estate group that I'm a part of, and I go to they have a meeting every month. And I was there at the last meeting at the beginning of December, and I was talking with a lady. We've met there several times, and I was also talking with her son. He was probably 19, 20-ish, and me and him got to talking, and clearly this kid's eyes are opening up to what's going on. And we got to talking about NASA. And he's like, yeah, it's all BS. And he goes, so what are your thoughts on the moon landing? I said, oh, that was a beautiful little Hollywood studio thing that they did there. And he goes, you're right. And then his mom's just sitting there listening, and she's just shaking her head like, oh, you conspiracy people. And I told her, I said, have you looked at the moon landing footage of it? And she goes, I'll have you know, I have a friend of mine who works at NASA. And you've heard of Artemis, haven't you? I said, oh, yeah, I've heard of that multi-billion-dollar fiasco that they're taking our money for. And she goes, well, I have a friend there, and take a look at some of his postings he posts of the moon right here from the, satellite. And, of course, it's the new pictures they've been showing out now. And I looked at it, I'm looking at it, I'm going, that's some beautiful CGI there. Why are they giving us the back of the moon? How about the front that we can all compare to and look? Or maybe how about a close-up shot of the former moon landing spot? And her son just got a big smile and starts laughing. He goes, you got a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's Hollywood studio crap.
Yeah?
Ain't nothing real about it.
And how come Artemis never saw the ISS or the Chinese space station or any of that stuff flying by its frame?
And how come we never see any satellites? Because we supposedly have thousands and thousands of satellites
Right.
just spiraling around up there.
Right. Where's all the satellites? Exactly.
I mean, I'm a firm believer there is stuff going on up there, but what is it? I don't know. I know my son and I have both seen the past years some crazy moving around shit in the nighttime skies. It doesn't move around like normal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Are they satellites? No. Personally, I think they're littered. I think the military, our governments, have some incredible technology that if we saw it, we'd probably freak out because, in my opinion, if they want to find you, they really don't have that much of a problem finding you in these modern times with their technology.
No, probably not. What if some of it, though, isn't military? What if some of it is just... I don't know. What if it can't be explained by anything we do? What if it's entities? What if there really are like spirits or things flying around up there that they live up there? That's their plane of existence way up there. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't put it past it. I know in scripture it talks about, we'll see changes in the heavens. Am I right on that? It's what it says, so it wouldn't surprise me. And of course, they push the religion of science insanely. And it's funny because since I've joined our groups, whatever you want to call them, truther communities, flat earthers, whatever, this is where I've actually seen people that really do true scientific, things to prove their theories and to research other people's theories and to research the stuff we've been told by the quote-unquote scientists and systems. And we go, okay, let's take the scientific method, which is sound. I mean, the science we get from the TV doctors and the TV scientists is all pseudoscience bullshit.
Yeah.
Yet they will make fun of people that study scripture and go, you're just crazy people believe in nonsense. Well, wait a minute. You're telling us to trust the science, and you gotta change with the speed of science. That sounds kind of crazy to me. Sounds like a made-up religion, in my opinion, kind of like Scientology.
Yep. Yes, indeed. And in Antarctica.
And in my opinion, like you were saying, this Earth realm is alive, and I truly believe that. In my opinion, what they're trying to do to this Earth realm is they are trying to kill it with this whole green lie. Let's call it what it is. Mm-hmm. A green lie. CO2 gases. We have to stop CO2 gases. Ask anybody that grows wonderful medicinal plants, for medicinal purposes only. Ask them what happens when they get one of those machines that makes CO2. The plants get all excited. They have a better harvest. They grow bigger. They get a better yield. They get a happier medicinal bud from it. Almost as if these evil people are trying to do the exact opposite of what our Earth needs to live, which then in turn is going to cause problems for us, because the less oxygen in the air, the more problems for us as human beings.
Yeah. Although most of what we breathe is nitrogen, not oxygen. So I gotta wonder about that too.
Yeah, but it just seems everything they're doing for the whole green thing is just the exact opposite.
Oh, of course. It's all BS.
What we should really do.
It's all complete BS, obviously. I mean, there's nothing green about having a bunch of incredibly large machinery that runs off heavy-duty diesel engines and thousands of gallons of diesel fuel, digging out hundreds and hundreds of tons of dirt just to get a little bit of lithium ore for one freaking battery, where they have like a 99.9% waste rate of everything that they mine to make these things for these stupid batteries. Obviously, it's like the furthest thing from green you could possibly freaking get. I mean, it is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It is so, and it's just part of their inversion of absolutely everything. Everything is inverted, including their idea of what green is not freaking green. It's destroy the earth. It's rape the freaking earth, and then have a car that won't work when it gets to sub-freezing temperatures is what their idea of green is. I mean, it's just stupid. It's retarded.
Oh, it's absolute insanity. And the more you start looking at stuff as they scream for freedom and all these oppressed people here in America, and you look around at these major corporations, and I'll just use the Hershey Chocolate Company for one. A lot of their labor force is child slave labor that picks those beans and does the stuff that's needed for, producing chocolate. And it's like, hello, most of the consumer stuff that we go get on our shelves here, a lot of it comes through slave labor. Mm-hmm. This is insanity what's going on.
Yeah. Yep.
Ship all the production overseas to the slave labor and leave the rest of the people here going, we can't afford to eat. We can't even, find jobs like we used to that could at least give us a quote-unquote living. And I'm not talking about the guy working behind the counter at McDonald's, but hell, it wasn't too long ago, you could go out if you put on a tool belt and, wanted to work like a hard-working person, you could make a decent living and provide for your family. You weren't living in a mansion, but damn it, nowadays it's getting harder and harder for people just to friggin' live with the nonsense going on. Go to the grocery store and a bag of friggin' groceries is $75.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Ted and I were impressed when we got out of the store the other day for less than $100. You still there?
That's insane.
Oh, yeah.
That's just, yeah, I'm here. That's absolutely insane, Karen. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, Karen, that two people could live for, decently $25-$30 a week max on groceries.
Right.
I can't be dating myself that much because I'm talking about the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I know that my dollar does not buy anywhere near as much stuff as it used to. The value of the dollar has definitely gone down.
I mean, especially look at these young people. Look at them. I mean, I look at what my son does, and he's working his butt off, and yeah, he could, quote unquote, go out and live on his own, but he wouldn't be able to get ahead anywhere. He wouldn't be able to move forward. He would just be living paycheck to paycheck and paycheck and never being able to save anything, never being able to build anything. And it's like, this is insane.
That is insane. Yeah. It's
cost
extremely
of rent,
hard to get ahead.
Cost of insurance.
Yep. I know it.
Got to be time for the revolution where us people just go, screw it. We're going to grab the pack of us that are normal and just want to work like normal people and put stuff together and build our own damn community and keep the riffraff out.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Hey, we take people that are productive and want to build things and want to have a good society. You're welcome. If not, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of interested in that project that Michael Tellinger has been doing, the One Small Town. And like they recently started a crypto coin for their project. That's a pretty interesting model that they're going by there. That might be worth looking into more. The way they're doing stuff there.
You got several groups of people doing stuff like that, and it just makes sense. Like you got, what is it? The Owen guy. What is his name?
Owen Benjamin.
Owen Benjamin, thank you. Yeah, he's building his community. I know there's a couple other guys working on building their communities, getting land and going, hey, you know, we see what's coming. We see what's going on. You're not going to be a part of these cities. You're going to get sucked in and, you know, plugged into the beast system fully.
Right. Yeah.
Let's be honest. In my opinion, that mark will come in our lifetime.
The mark of the beast.
Yep.
You think so, huh? Possibly. I don't know.
The way they're pushing everything.
Yeah, they do seem to be trying to speed things up quite a bit. And they might with Elon's Neuralink crazy brain implant thing. You know. Who knows? Who knows what kind of stupid shit they're going to try to get people to do.
I thought Elon was our savior, Karen. He was going to save us all.
Right.
Point that out to people. I'm like, you guys don't see the theater and the show, what's going on? Whether, you know, granted, he's probably throwing, in my opinion, he's probably throwing all kinds of truth out there, but they love to rub it in our faces and go, here's the truth about what's going on. What the fuck you going to do about it? Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, precisely.
Your vote don't mean shit to us. This doesn't mean anything to us. We're a bunch of wacky, crazy, insane people that have completely taken over this place, and we've had it for generations after generations.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't a damn thing you people can do about it.
Yep.
And what I did find quite interesting is over these holidays, getting around and with family and talking with family, what they seem to all have done is they've turned off the news propaganda, but they don't want to talk about anything. They're just living their lives and turning off their news and turning off their sports and just working, which is fine. You got to take care of yourself and handle business. I'm like, that's fine as you're watching Rome burn to the ground around you. I mean, let's be honest, Karen. We're watching society in general just be destroyed and broken down in front of our eyes.
Well, yeah, that's been happening for a while. This is why we just need to stick together and build our own communities. You know? You just gotta power through. Take your children out of them public schools. Don't let them be brainwashed by the beast system. Teach them to think for themselves. Teach them their rights. Teach them how to use the law the right way. You know, all the shit that they never taught us. All the stuff that they conveniently left out of our schooling. That's what we need to do. Just put all that stuff back into the schooling that we're going to give to our children. You know? Teach them how the money system really works. Teach them what the law really says. What their rights really are. You know? All that stuff. Don't teach them to be little, you know, good little robots. Good little tax-paying robots. That's the way it's going to change. It's the only way it's going to change. In my opinion. Unless, you know, I don't really see it going any other way. People
no, I mean
suck it up.
we have to, and it starts directly with our homes. That's the first place we have to work on it, and then we can bring it out to our neighbors, to our local communities, whether it's where we're at now or whether it's going, hey, let's start something our own, because you know, this society is being destroyed. They've completely destroyed the education system. You know, it's funny because my son, he was dating his girl for a long, long time, and she went off to college this year, and I thought they'd stick together and stay strong and good through it and everything, and sure enough, it didn't take long to her being in college, being just indoctrinated with all that crap. Now, she was not awake like my son is, but she's just now fully plugged into the system. And my son finally just had to be like, hey, Dad, we had nothing left. Nothing I could even talk to her about anymore. She's so plugged in to the system and plugged into everything. And he's like,
Dude,
there's
those
nothing, like nothing we
universities,
could even connect on anymore.
those colleges are like some of the worst because think about it. Like they go through their high school state indoctrination, right? And then they're made to feel, everybody's programmed to feel like college is like this next level. It's like this higher education. It's such a big deal. And you get to pick your college. You make sure you pick the college that's right for you, right? But they're all going to brainwash them with the same socialist BS, socialist liberal BS, right? They all come out complete libtards. And it's even worse because they picked that school, right? They picked it. They felt like they had a vested choice in it, right? So they're like, I'm picking this school because this school is going to teach me good stuff. And when I'm done, I'm going to be smart and I'm going to have this piece of paper, right? So, and then they go into debt to get this education. So like they feel very, very vested and invested in that. And so they all fight for it so bad. They are like the most brainwashed. I tell my children, like, if you want to go to college, you can, but it depends what you want to go for. And learning a skill is the most important thing. Learn a skill, learn to do something that, will never not be needed, like a trade. Like my oldest son wants to do either an electrician or a plumber or something, and I'm like, good, do that. Something that will never not be needed, Something that doesn't involve a bunch of politics.
Well, it's absolutely important. I mean, I told that to my son, and I told him, I said, look, when I was your age, son, I was so grateful that I could throw a tool belt on. And if I had any clue on how to use my hands, and showed up to work and said, I'm here to work, I'm willing to work hard, teach me, I could get a career. And I did that. I was an electrician for years before I got into the field I'm into now. And it's funny because I still have those skills. I actually had to go over to my stepdad's house, a few days before Christmas and fix, something went wrong with one of his sets of lights in the kitchen, and he wanted to swap out the lights anyways, and had to go over there and, fix that. And I'm like, hey, after all these years, I still have the skills and ability to go in and fix whatever the last guy went in there and fucked up and put it all together correctly and, get it done. But I still, after all these years, have that ability to, God forbid, if everything else fell down and, we still had the ability to have electricity, shit, I could still put on a tool belt and, wire a house together. So,
there you go.
Unfortunately, a lot of those trades have been bastardized by the system. They tell the young girls, oh, you don't want a plumber, you don't want an electrician or a guy that works construction. Those aren't high-class hootin'-tootin' hoity-toity, people that are doctors and lawyers and all that other stuff. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Without those guys that put on a friggin' tool belt and take your trash out, society's done. You don't have it, period.
Exactly. Tommy, to tell the truth, says, shit happens, we need plumbers.
Yep. I'm sorry, what's wrong with a young man? I'm not saying he's got to know how to rebuild a friggin' engine, but damn it, he should at least understand how to change a tire and friggin' change the oil on his truck. I mean, if you can't even do that, it's like, okay, what's wrong? That's not high-end stuff. That's just simple, basic, easy to understand mechanics.
Right. I learned to fix bikes from YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, YouTube is great on that. I show my son, I'm like, son, you don't have any idea. Back in the day when I was young and broke and having to work on my vehicles, I said, hell, we had to find somebody that knew what to do on the stuff and we had never done it. Or you had to go spend like $80 for a Chilton manual.
Right. Right.
Now you just go to YouTube and go, I want to change the brakes. I want to change this. I want to change that. And you can look at it and go, yeah, I think I can do that. Or hell no, that's going to a mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
yeah. All right, JM.
Well, anyhow, I just wanted to call and say howdy, all the good Festivus, New Year, Christmas stuff, and appreciate the work you guys do and keep it up. And please keep up your Flattoberfest, because those are good times of the year when a bunch of normal people get together and can enjoy life for a few days and just relax and have fun.
Yeah, we're working on it. All right, JM. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Karen B.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right. While I had JM on the phone, I pulled this up. I want to show you guys this. This is something that I noticed, and I would like everybody to take a look and maybe see if you noticed it too. So here's the polar vortex that they're showing, right? That's going through, that was coming through the United States and making everything cold. I don't necessarily buy this representation of it, but it's God, they got all kinds of different stuff. Oh, look at this. What is that? Intense polar vortex has no sign of disruption. But okay, so here. But this is what they'll show you, right? Like you see this all the time, this big swooping jet stream that comes down across this part, the eastern part of the United States right here, right? You always see this. But what I started noticing is that in the magnetic declination map, right here, so here's the quadrupole. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen this a few times by now, but this is a Mercator projection magnetic declination map polarized into an AE map, and you can see that there's a huge magnetic path that goes down over this part of the eastern part of the United States. And it seems to follow, that vortex seems to follow this path. So what I've now just barely started doing is maybe trying to look at these different weather patterns that they're showing. I mean, obviously they always show you in a Mercator projection, right? So you have to imagine this as like pinched at the top. But it does seem to follow these magnetic declination lines and the tides too, actually. So where's the tides? The tidal picture that I had. I wonder if it's here. Is it this one? Or might be in this other folder. I gotta find that one picture again. New and old. Do. I had sent it. Okay, so here's a tides picture. Plates. Range of tidal fluctuation. No. Tides. No, can't find it. Damn it. But I would like to see if we can get other images of the weather patterns and see if they follow the magnetics too. But it does seem to have some sort of influence. Like that jet stream's always going down, sweeping across the United States in this, this isn't showing it. In this pattern, see right here where it goes loop like that. That's exactly where that magnetic flux goes right there. You know. Maybe I can look in there where I sent it to Cami. I always send all my pictures to Cami. In fact, God, was it this long ago that we were looking at that? Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. Time. Here we go. So this, I'll show you guys this. This right here, well, maybe I should save it so I can. Open it in Photoshop and make it bigger. But that is the magnetic declination. No, this is the tidal map. With magnetic declination. And they never show you with the land and the water all at once. Magnetics AE. Maybe that's what I need to be looking up. I'm so bad about organizing my stuff, you guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, there it is. That's the file I'm looking for. Okay, so here. So what we have here, this is a magnetic declination map, right? But it is not, it leaves the land off. I feel like they do that shit on purpose. And so then this is a tidal map. This is like the tides map, right? And the tidal map matches the magnetic declination map. However, it is so impossible to find two of them in the same projection to overlap them right on top of each other. That's why like my land masses, like the outline of the land doesn't match the land perfectly, because I feel like they give it to you in all these separate pieces so that you can't put them all together easily. Like obviously they do that stuff on purpose. But if the tides match the map, okay, no, that's not the one I wanted. If the tides go along with the magnetic declination, then it would make sense that some of the weather patterns would too. Like the wind and stuff like that. Also with the sun and moon going around and stuff. But yeah, what a melted mess. Magnetic winds. Is your map available? What map? You mean this? I can upload a copy of this into my yeah, the shoreline paradox, yes. Yeah, because the more you try to measure it, the longer it gets. Which magnetic map? The idea that magnetics influence the weather and is behind the practice of geoengineering via jet spraying metallic nanoparticles into the air in attempts to persuade weather. Yeah. I don't think they know enough to completely manipulate the realm, but I think they know enough to mess with it. For sure. The one you're working on with Cammy. Okay, well, let's see. This is not really it's not really one that we're working on. This is just regular projections that I find, like Mercator projections, and then I turn them into AE projections, and then I overlay them to try to find where the information overlaps, right? Because that's what I'm saying. They don't give this stuff to you. They're not just going to give you a map that's got the magnetic declination, the tides on it, the jet streams all together, right? Like they all separated out, and it's always on a slightly different projection. Slightly different. So I always have to sit here and I have to tweak it, and I have to try to overlay them to make it work. So this in particular, so that's a magnetic declination map. But look, they don't give you, they just for some reason white out the land. It's just over the oceans, right? And then here's the tidal map. But you can see though, wherever there's magnetic anomalies, that's where there's the changes seem to happen, right? Like look at this coast right here. Look at all that. It follows almost perfectly these weird changes. So there's something to it. Five official shoreline measurements, all completely different by a lot. Yeah, exactly. Okay, what I can do is I can save this. Do you guys want, I can save this into the Rebellion Telegram chat. I'll just upload it in there if you guys want to have it. Wait, magnetics. Here. What is this? Oh, is that the rock you got, Austin? Oh, it's purple. It's a geode. You got a geode, and then so you flip it over there. That's although I will say I'm not entirely sure. That geode looks like it was dyed. A lot of the times you'll get geodes where they're white. They're just white, and you can't really, and the geode, the crystal becomes more apparent if they dye it, you know, like you can see it better if it's dyed. Like my son has a geode, it's pure white, it's just all white quartz crystals inside. It's cool, but you can hardly see it. So like what they'll do a lot of times with geodes like that is they'll dye them so that you can see the crystal better. Like I've got one that's like a bright pink, it was dyed. So to me I think that's just a quartz geode. And they probably dyed it to make it so that they could see the crystals better. Because, you know, they'll do that a lot with plain white or clear quartz geodes. So, in there, I'll put this. This is magnetics in the AE. Let me... remember if I saved a copy of this or not, but here you go. Magnetics and tides, AE. download that. So if you're in the Rebellion Telegram chat that I have set up here, the link is in the description. If you have Telegram, I can upload any file into there. You guys can go grab it and play with it. Or if you don't have Telegram and you want a copy of these files, you can email me. Email me at KarenBFE, KarenBFE at protonmail.com and tell me you want the Magnetics AE, and I'll email it to you if you don't have Telegram. Do they ever provide the lines in 3D coordinates like a PDF file or example? That's how we get information about protein 3D structures? No. Is that more land? Shorelines are official. Smoke-a-gram. Yeah, so I don't know if for those of you who live in maybe a different area, I always get shown American maps, right? Or pictures of North America, but it would be interesting to see like the weather for like South America, right? So, to see if like anything down, although that's kind of like on the equator, it'll probably be pretty moderate for the most part. But it just would be interesting to see if there's other places where the weather patterns seem to follow the magnetics, but I only notice it for my area because that's all I ever get shown. But it makes sense. Yeah. What show took a jab at flat earthers? Episode of animated comic Inside Job said that the reason why NASA photoshops all images of Earth is to remove Atlantis. We know the real reason, but it's still a funny joke. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I know there's delay. I figured it out. I figured it out, sorry. Yep. The globe model is an inside job, precisely. All right, y'all. Oh, whoops. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's Jesse from Massachusetts. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good, and ironically, I just passed through Coffeyville, Kansas on US 169. Yes, that's a real place.
Coffeyville?
Yes, it's a real place. Coffeyville, Kansas. Right over the Oklahoma border.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if I told you, I've been in Oklahoma for a little over 8 months. I met a girl out here in the Tulsa area. Anyway, something very interesting, and the last person was talking a little bit about currency and whatnot. I've noticed in various random locations, whether it be a car wash, or, coffee shop or restaurant, whatever, I've seen some locations that have actually had signs refusing to take cash. Now, I thought there's something called legal tender. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are they breaking the law, or can they actually get away with it?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I know that, like, on the money it says this is legal tender for all debts, public and private.
Correct.
So it's like they're refusing business. I guess if they're refusing cash, then they're refusing business. I don't know. I don't know what the.
I guess the question is, if someone were to actually push it, it's funny. I was at a car wash in Meridian, Mississippi, a number of months ago, and there were like 3 or 4 cars behind me, so I wasn't going to make a huge stink and take everyone back up. But I told the lady, I saw the sign, and I tried to offer cash. Like, oh no, we don't take cash. I was like, that's against the law. Legal tender. She started laughing. I was like, well, it's not a laughing matter. At the end, I used my credit card, whatever. And I wrote a review saying, hey, look, I can't support this. You guys are basically supporting a cashless society, NWO type stuff, and, this isn't right. And, I'll admit, sure, it's easy to use a debit card or a credit card. It's convenient, but there should always be the option. That's the thing. And if more and more people, more and more places are going along with this, and, people keep supporting this, could theoretically end up in a cashless society. Now, I don't know how quickly that might happen. There are people that, I've heard people claim that, this was already going to happen, and sure enough it hasn't. So, who knows? But some people say that this is the way it's going.
Yeah. Yeah, someone says they get away with it if they can accept a card.
My attitude is, if I see a sign like that, if all possible, I go somewhere else, because I don't want to support that.
Right. Yeah.
But, it's definitely a little more laid back in Oklahoma overall, versus Massachusetts. But then again, if you're in the city, you still see people, wearing their submission muzzles, even outside.
Yeah, but that's how it is too here. Like here, the whole South was pretty relaxed during COVID, except for like some of the cities that, even in states that didn't push it, like South Carolina, the cities, a couple of the cities pushed it,
Yeah, and what I've noticed too, and this is, very interesting. This is just what I've observed. I noticed that it seems statistically, some people, minorities, people of color, for whatever reason, not to be racist or anything, but this is an observation. I've noticed they're more likely to wear a mask, even outside, literally in this fresh air. And I don't know if it's just a statement they're trying to make a big deal. Oh, I'm not supporting Trump or something. It seems like it's been politicized. But some people have even said, that wearing the mask is like the exact opposite of the MAGA hat. And, I don't subscribe to left-right politics one way or the other, But this is just an observation. I'm just wondering if, you've noticed the same thing.
Well, me personally, no, but I don't really spend that much time in the cities.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised though.
A while ago, we're miles outside of downtown. Yeah. I've traveled a lot, and over the last couple of years, and what I seem to notice, for whatever reason, and I think it may have just gotten politicized, somehow. But I remember, at the beginning of this, even before I was even claiming that it might be a hoax or, just a complete rebrand or whatever. There were people. I have a decent handful of friends that have literally dropped me like a coin simply because I was not as concerned about what was going on as they were.
Right.
That's the way it is, I guess. I know who your real friends are. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
How are things going down in North South Carolina?
Pretty good, except for that it's been unusually cold, freezing.
Yeah, we got down to 0 degrees in the Tulsa area. Pretty rare.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, but chilly.
Yeah.
I noticed, just before, that big, weather event where it got really cold. I mean, they were spraying the hell out of the skies. I don't know if they were doing it in your area, but they certainly were in Oklahoma, for sure.
Yes, actually. We were being very heavily sprayed right before. In fact, I was talking about it. I saw my videos up right here. And there, I'm showing them online right now. You won't see it yet, but this was right before the whole polar vortex thing came through. There was a literal grid right in my sky. And actually, I think I took another one too just before. Let me check. Oh, I did. I'm going to upload this one too. Because then, right after that, the sky looked really weird. The next day, and I'll upload that.
Yeah, it seems like that happens a lot. And what's interesting, I remember, and you were just saying this, a little while ago, and, I don't know if they can really control it 100%, but I met a guy, I don't know if you know Truth or Rob Owen, California area, when I was at that little publicity stunt driving out to Basilicos, Huntington Beach, and he showed up. We ended up talking for a good half an hour, and we talked here and there since, and he says that he was able to gain access to some very difficult to find documents, and he says he believes that they can pretty much make it do whatever they want it to do, and it's been that way for about 8 years. That's what he says. So maybe not 100%, but they can pretty much make it do what they want.
Yeah.
That's hearsay, but wouldn't surprise me. I still drive for Uber and Lyft a lot, and I talk to a lot of people about this stuff. When it comes up and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I've cleared. Everyone knows about contrails, and there are a lot of people still that think, it's just contrails, and I explain the difference. Contrails disappear within 90 seconds, oftentimes even quicker. The chemtrails, or whatever they're spraying, spreads outwards and, lasts minutes to hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazing how many people I still know, who aren't in the truth movement, and says, oh, yeah, it's just contrails. It's always been that way. Like, no, I don't think so. They never used to do tic-tac-toes into the sky. Or X's or pentagrams or whatever.
Right.
Weird shapes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a kid, I don't remember any of that. I've even heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, that they've gone as far as going into old movies and even editing in chemtrails somehow to make you think that, yeah, it always was. I don't know if you heard that, but I remember hearing that somewhere.
No.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Lastly, before I let you go, it was a little disappointing. It seems like the community's been a little divided lately, and I'm not going to name names, but you probably know who I'm talking about. But, in a nutshell, it seems like it's being really divided between the, hardcore, extreme, Christians and, and then, the rest of us, I guess. And apparently, a lot of us who, made it to Flattoberfest, you're not Christian enough, you're going to be condemned and whatnot. And, I respect, everyone's views, but I just think it's unfortunate that it seems to be coming to that.
Yeah.
I guess it is what it is.
Yeah. I just stopped worrying about people being all judgy, because everybody's on their own path, and, if those people want to waste their time pointing fingers at other people and telling other people what they should and shouldn't do, that's their choice to lead their miserable life that way. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about the crap that they're saying. I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, which is try to learn and understand what this place really is. And, try to see through the lies. That's it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, live from US 169, thank you for all the great work, you and Mark and Brian and everyone, and Daryl Marble and the late Rick Hummer and Jake and Dan from the band and everyone else I can't think of the split second, Stu Finelli, of course. And have a wonderful rest of 2022 and happy 2023.
All right. Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think you said late Rick Hummer, but I think you meant late Rob Skiba because Rick Hummer is still alive. Got another caller. Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen, how you doing? Salute.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty well. It's Key Norfolk from the Nation One Love podcast show. I just want to let you know I'm enjoying the show as always, and flat power to you and yours as always. Salute.
Thank you. Cheers. How are you?
I'm doing good. I actually did a show. I wanted to ask your input on it if you ain't mind.
Okay.
It was about Elon Musk. He said that the CERN technology was demonic technology. What do you think about that?
Elon Musk said CERN technology is demonic technology?
Oh, yeah. This is like 2 days old.
Really? That's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
what do you
he's
think about that?
I don't know. I mean, you can't rule it out. I don't know what they're doing at CERN, but it can't be good.
Well, he wanted to use it, right? For some reason, they wouldn't let him use it, and he supposedly did like the whole Kanye thing. You got to check it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, you got to check it out. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Did he say that on Twitter?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. 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 So I took the story. I did like a little, from what I heard on it, but you should definitely check it out. It kind of like Mandela affects the whole Kanye shit with me. You know what I mean? Excuse my language, the whole Kanye thing with me, you know what I mean? So, I just see like more of the checkerboard games, actually, It's all black and white at the end of the day, you feel me?
Yeah. Interesting. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
But yeah, I just wanted to tap in. No, I just wanted to tap in. Salutes to you. You got any flat earth debates going on, I'll be peeping in and tapping in with you on that note.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Salutes to you and yours. Peace and power, family.
All right. Later. Cheers. Cool. Yeah, let's see. Elon Musk. Tweet impression. Tesla. Omnibus spending bill in favor of small spending. I will resign as CEO as soon as I find someone foolish enough to take the job. After that, I will just run the software and servers team. Right? Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. Let me see. Let's do another search. Here we go. Elon Musk calls CERN's Large Hadron Collider demonic technology. Musk shares a meme on Twitter that says CERN's Large Hadron Collider is demonic technology unlike anything the world has ever seen. Oh, this is August 21st, 2022. So that's months ago. So is it possible to search? No, that's old. Does this have a link to the tweet? Let's see. Here we go. Yes. This is, August 21st, 2020. I am normal and can be. Please let me use the CERN Large Hadron Collider. I am normal and can be trusted with a demonic technology unlike anything the world has ever seen. So he posted that back in August. Maybe he's just antagonizing. Antagonizing people. I don't know. Or is this him trying to make CERN look more evil than his brain implant technology? Is that what it is? Maybe he's just trying to throw a distraction. He said it a while ago. Yeah, in Cali still. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but look at this. So this is right before... So this is December... Like the 20th. This is right before the whole polar vortex thing came through, right? So this is what was going on in my skies before. I don't know what your guys' skies look like right before the whole cold front hit, but this is what I was seeing. Okay? Right at that time. And then this. I've never seen this sort of cloud formation in my sky. When I walked outside, it was very striking to me. Like I was like, whoa, this is really weird. It almost looks like a bunch of fingers, you know, like they were perfectly, these clouds were like in perfect ripples going across over my house. And it was just really weird. I've never seen clouds look like that in my sky before. Yeah, oh, that's why I want to ask you. Yeah, I think he's just, maybe he's, and should totally not surprise us at this point. Da-da-da. I mean, here's the thing. What's this? Elon Musk asked about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell client list. Oh, him sharing memes about that. You know what's funny about this, though? I mean, this might be... I feel like this is him mocking us, personally. Because he's basically shown... I mean, isn't there a picture of Elon Musk standing at a party next to Ghislaine and Epstein? So, like, Musk has been to parties. He's been to these Epstein parties, right? I'm in Georgia. We had weird formation in the sky here, too. Yeah. Okay, so you guys are all seeing it too. A lot of you, huh? We still see stars flashing like colorful bodies. Maybe because you're so far north. Scotland is pretty north, right? And I feel like most of that stuff's going to happen, like, in the middle area, probably under the same path that the quote-unquote ISS makes. You know, it's like it doesn't really go around the center and it doesn't go to the outer edge. Total fraud. Yeah. Of course he's a fraud. But like seeing stuff like this, like him sharing memes like this, whereas when he's been in pictures with these people, he's been to their parties. It's like, this is like to me, it's like a big FU. Like, yeah, we're a bunch of elitist a-holes and we're super rich and we do a bunch of horrible, deplorable, disgusting things and there isn't really shit you guys can do about it. That's what I see when I see stuff like this. Yeah, there's all kinds of horrible shit going on, but there's nothing you could do about it. And in fact, I'm just gonna tweet a meme about it and make fun of you all. Ha 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 ha. That's what I see. Personally, stars are mysterious, and Musk is a provocateur of both sides. Exactly, and that's what they do. And if you look historically at, like, you know, how things have gone on, like one of the first documentaries that I ever watched when I was waking up, the one that like really, like the thing that I watched that I was like jaw dropping, it was a documentary called Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. And it used to be on this one channel on YouTube, and it was the only video on that channel, and this video had millions of views. And it was just this one, like, I wonder if I could still find it. And it was way before YouTube started doing censoring, right? I think you could still find it. Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. Okay, this video is the best. Well, see, look. Is this it? Let's see.
They were much
Yeah.
Alan Dulles, whom Kennedy of the country, particularly from America.
So this documentary,
Harrelson's bullet hit
well, I
JFK
don't know if this
in
is
the throat.
it. This is talking about JFK. Did somebody take that name and rename their doc? Is that the same thing? Maybe you can't find it now. Let me see if I have it. I thought I had a copy of it. Everything is a rich man's trick. Can't find it. I'm not sure if that one that I'm finding on YouTube. Oh, here we go. Found it. Found my copy of it. So let me check. 2 hours and 8 minutes long. Well, hold on. I'm not going to play the whole thing, don't worry. But I just wanted to, yeah, okay. But I just wanted to check and see which one it is here.
150 trillion.
Yeah.
When this was announced, the legendary UK
So this video,
the emblem of the
this documentary goes through like all the way back, like to the beginning, you know, to the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. And it talks about how, like, in the wars, that the wars were funded by the elites. Both sides of the war were funded by the elites, like the Rockefellers, like Ford had factories in Nazi Germany and in the UK, and they were building tanks for both sides or something like that, right? This whole thing just lays it all. Anyways, this is 2 hours and 8 minutes. I wonder if I can find a copy of it here. Maybe not on YouTube anymore. Let's see. Let me try Odyssey. And I remember, like, when COVID first went down, March 11th, 2020, And I was like, and they started shutting everything down. This was the documentary I shared to my friends. I was like, for all of those of you who are now wondering why the America that you once knew is gone forever, watch this. Why are these so much longer? This is 3.5 hours. The one video I have is 2.5 hours. So they must have added to it. They must have added to it, I guess. I'm not really sure. But watch that. That is like one of the best documentaries for if you're trying to wake somebody up. You know, I thought that was a really good one because I watched it and it really showed you like the it does a really good job of outlining that, like how deep the financial corruption goes, like how from even this country, you know, or the government, what, you know, how it was usurped decades ago. You know, like when George Carlin says this country was bought and paid for a long time ago, like this documentary can help explain it if nobody has seen it. Mark your links don't show because you are not a mod. Who's trying to post a link? Well, not only that, but I think because you're further north, I think you have less air pollution, less light pollution. So you're probably getting a more unobscured view of the sky, too. The Great Reset is still progressing. Yeah. Just look up Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. You can find it. Odyssey's got it, and look, that's how it starts. This film contains distressing images. You should watch it anyway. Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. So yeah, I don't know how I got on that kick. What comment did you, who said what? I don't even remember. James Ritchie. Oh, thank you for the tip on Rockfin. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas, James Ritchie. The Earth is scientifically flat and stationary. Absolutely. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, happy family time, happy solstice, happy winter solstice. And it is the last year's sun has gone away and this year's sun is coming new. It's like the rebirth of the sun, where like the moon goes through the rebirth every new moon. The sun does it once a year, right? Every winter solstice. I don't know if it could be considered a new sun though. But we are starting to get the longer days back again. And hopefully we can stop being so frigidly cold over here. It's ridiculous. Hidden reality? Yeah, I think that's what I found on YouTube. But it's like an extra hour longer than the copy I downloaded however long ago. Because I have a copy that I downloaded freaking like years ago, and it's only 2 hours long. So, the great, yeah, everything's a rich man's trick. This one's 3.5 hours. So I don't know what the extra hour and a half is, because the copy I have is 2 hours, 8 minutes. So really strange. I only remember it being a couple hours long. So I'm curious what's new, what's different about it. I'll have to watch that longer version and try to see where it is, what it is, what they added to it. Because it's like over an hour longer. Says today is 22 seconds longer. Yeah, but what's weird though is, yeah, my copy is only 2 hours. Like, look at this, 2 hours, 8 minutes. And this is the copy that I downloaded a long time ago so that I would always have it because I was having trouble finding it. Oh. No, so anyway, interesting that it's longer. What's up with that? What up with that? They added stuff for COVID. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, it's 12:30. I think I've been yammering long enough, and maybe it's time to go. Anyway, I do appreciate you all being here with me on this fine Monday morning and hanging out with me while we chit-chat and ponder things and look at cool rocks and ask questions and you know, just hang out. Just another rich man's trick. Yeah. What the hell did I start talking about that for? I wish I could remember. Yeah, oh, that's right, because they're doing both sides, funding both sides. That's what we were talking about. I'm in Bear Country, North Idaho, and I drove a big 500-mile loop around my area in the last 2 days. It's been 15 degrees and it's raining. I have no idea how it can rain when it's in the teens. That is weird. Huh. Oscar winning and blah blah. Animator said that AI generated art is an insult to life itself. You know, that AI art, I'm kind of over it already. Like, I played with that stupid bot for a day and then I was just like, meh. Now when I see AI art, like, I can tell it's AI art. AI art has its own look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never gonna replace the human intelligence, the divine spark of a naturally, organically created living man or woman with the true spark of creativity given to them by the creator. You're never going to mimic that in any sort of AI bot. You can sit there and you can type away and you can program anything, as much stuff in there as everything you could possibly think of, and you're still never going to properly recreate humans. I mean, you just aren't. You're co-creator, or not the creator. You're co-creators. You have the power of creation to an extent, and a power to manipulate things inside the creation to make something. But, yeah, you're never gonna artificially create life without doing it the way that you're supposed to, right? Where you have the sacred union between man and a woman, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and then through that you can create a new life. But you're never gonna, artificially, with plastic and silicone and all that bullshit, you're never gonna mimic true human spark and creativity and intelligence. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, the AI art is so obvious. Like, it looks cool, but it's still only ever going to be AI art. It's always going to be obviously AI art. Yeah, it can look like anything. It looks like whatever you tell it to. And also, here's the other thing about that AI art. How does AI art make its art? The AI art makes its art by deriving pieces of art that were created by humans. By looking at pictures of humans. It's copying nature. Everything copies nature. Exactly, they copy and paste. It's using information from nature to make those stupid fake pictures. And here's the other thing too. Whenever those AI things, like people are uploading their pictures, they're taking pictures of their own image and they're uploading it into these data systems. And now your information, your image is going to get used in those data systems. Like that's kind of like when I saw everybody on Facebook posting pictures of themselves with that AI art where it manipulates the picture and they're like, "Oh, it looks pretty." It's like, oh, everybody was like loving it because it like took their natural picture, their image, and supposedly made it better by like making your face more symmetrical or, removing certain flaws and making it look, like more perfect. But I don't know, man. There's just something to like when you see it at first, you're like, oh, that's cool. But then there's like underlying, I just had this uneasiness about it. I was just like, I don't know, man. It just looks so weird. You're removing that natural, you're removing that natural entropy of nature. Like we all have flaws. Like hardly any of us are born with like perfect symmetrical faces or perfect physical features, right? Like that's extremely rare. Just like it's more rare to find a crystal that is perfectly terminated into a perfect shape. There's crystals everywhere, but not all of them are that perfect symmetrical expression. Same with people. And you're like removing that natural entropy, those flaws, that uniqueness from each person. And I don't know, I just found it really weird and sort of just bizarre and just kind of like, it almost makes you feel like, and maybe this sounds weird, but it kind of made me think about like when the Native Americans would get freaked out about people taking their picture, like it's going to steal their soul. Like I start to think about that. Like what if us putting ourselves into that is like giving away some of your energy, some of your essence, like energetically, with everything works electrically, electromagnetically, energetically. What are you doing? Are you selling off a little piece of your soul or your energy or your essence? Or, and then what is the AI then going to do with that? And how is it going to use your energy or your essence or whatever it is that you hand over when you put yourself into that system? How is it going to use that? I don't know. It's just really weird and creepy. It's starting to creep me out. Right, Chicago artists? It's not real art at all. It's art imitating man. It's AI imitating nature and people and human creativity and divinity. John Levi got fooled by the AI art of Tartarian Antarctica. Did he? You know what? I was waiting. As soon as I saw those AI bots come out, I knew that was going to happen because some of those people were already sharing art that was from, like vintage art that was made to, it was like an old artist's artistic conceptualization of what a futuristic city would look like. And people are already passing that type of artwork on as pictures, like old photos from a old civilization. So as soon as I saw the AI art thing go, I had a feeling that was going to end up happening. But that's why I don't mess with that stuff, man. Yeah. everything everywhere. But then, also, what's the difference between that and what I'm doing here? I mean, I'm putting my image out here on the internet. I mean, we all do it to an extent. But it's weird, though. Like, it's just weird. I don't even want to express the weird thoughts that are just spinning through my head right now, because I don't even know if I tried to vocalize it, if it would make any freaking sense. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go hang out with my children, maybe make some lunch. Please look into this guy. There is a Samuel Lloyd in the 1800s invented a bunch of puzzles, games, and deception tool. Samuel Lloyd, huh? Seriously. Sometimes I feel like my thoughts are going in a toroidal pattern. Like this. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate your comments, your calls, your contributions, your love for truth. Join me and Mr. Mark Sargent back here tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. Eastern for an episode of Strange World. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. And yeah, that's it. I don't know what's been going on. We got New Year coming up. I don't know. Try to stay warm, y'all, and enjoy yourselves, enjoy your family, and that's it. Much love, y'all. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. There are also links below for Flat Earth merch, and you can send me donations, and I do appreciate all the support. Sincerely, thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about upcoming Flattoberfests and Flat Earth-friendly local meetups. If you are organizing a local Flat Earth meetup, email me at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com with your meetup information to have it listed on the website for free. For everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being here.